We've been together long enough that I think I can get more personal, I guess I would say. So I just wanted to talk to you about, well, you know, what I base my work on is my own personal struggles and my own personal techniques and strategies. And you also know that although I want to do them right away, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it gets the better of me. It's the same with all of us, so don't feel alone. But I thought I would tell you that this last couple of weeks, I've been feeling what I would describe as melancholy. That sort of feeling like there's something off. Yet, if you looked at my life, there is nothing off. Everything is fabulous. And yet, I feel that feeling of, I don't know, there's something just a little wrong. And I want to tell you, that is old DNA singing its loud song over and over again. And that's where it comes from. It comes from ancient thinking patterns that we inherited, and some of us more than others. I would say that I'm missing some of my neurotransmitters aren't as strong as other people's, but that's what's happening. And I can tell you that I smoked as a young adult, and I felt fabulous smoking. Like, it was fantastic. And I went to a conference because I taught kids that were at risk. And I went to a conference one time, and the person speaking said and it just struck me, it just hit me hard, that the first cigarette that somebody usually has is around 9 or 10 years old. And it usually is from stealing it from like an aunt or an uncle or something. And I just about died because my first cigarette, I was with cousins in Canada, and we were in an old partial granary that was just not quite built and just sitting there. And so we're all in it and we're smoking. And when I had that first cigarette puff, it's like my brain lit up. Well, of course, because I must be low on serotonin, and nicotine ups the serotonin. Well, I didn't know that. So as I got into late high school, senior in high school, and then into college, I was smoking. Now, I had to hide it from my whole family because smoking was verboten big time, but it made me feel fabulous. And I never understood why until much later when I was teaching the at-risk kids, and I went to the conference and I learned that, and I went, oh, absolutely, that's me. But that's what happens when you're born the way you're born, and you're born fabulous, by the way. I believe we all are born fabulous, each and every one of us, with special skills and personality traits and everything that need to be shared with the world. And yet, we are also born with some of those not so great things, or maybe some missing pieces. Like me, I'm missing some of those neurotransmitters. So I do have anxiety and depression, and that feeling of melancholy is slight depression. And those are the symptoms of what I have, right? That's who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. I think anxiety makes me more in touch with other people. I can empathize with people like crazy. And I think that's been a gift. It's also a curse. But if I don't realize what's going on, I can think that there is something really wrong when there isn't. It's my old DNA brain trying to create drama so that at least I'm doing something. Right? Because it always wants to be on high alert, because we're programmed for survival. And so the old DNA, way back in the day, our ancient ancestors had to be on high alert. Well, we still want to be. So we create drama out of all sort of things, and we shouldn't. We really shouldn't. It ruins our days. It robs us of our daily joy. And that's what I don't want people to be experiencing. So if you're like me, or you know someone that is like this, it helps to explain it. Now, you have to be gentle because people don't want opinions, and I understand that. But you can ease it into the conversation once in a while, or if they confide in you in something, you can ease it into the conversation about how we as humans are programmed to think. And programming, I know, is a bad word, so let's see. We're influenced. We're influenced to have ways of looking at the world, and those are mental filters. I think we've talked about that. And those mental filters, we developed when we were young. We were too young to know any different. And then it also, those mental filters are really our opinion of the world and ourselves. And so we we self-medicate for them, and I did through smoking. I did give it up early on in my life. I did it when I thought I wanted to get pregnant, so I threw them out. Now, I don't know how I did it, but I'm so glad I did it. I threw them out, and a couple of months later I was pregnant, and I never ever smoked again, and I still have not. However, I do still say at this late date in life, when I get terminal something, I think I'll try smoking again because it made me feel so good. Crazy, right? No, not really. When you know the reason behind it, it just makes perfect sense. So if you are struggling with that feeling of melancholy like I am, just understand that life isn't going to hell in a handbasket, even though we're trying to make it such. And it is overwhelming right now with all the things going on in the world. But really, I want you to remember to breathe, come back to the present moment, because that's truly all we have. And remember, it is right now, this moment, and that's all you basically get. So just enjoy the most out of this moment. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I have to do it all day long, literally. I have to remind myself with gratitudes, remembering what I'm grateful for, using the mind mapping to change my thoughts to 9 or 10 more positive things than what I'm thinking, and pull myself out of it. And I have to do it for a while now because I'm in that zone for whatever reason. So I want you to know some of the techniques that I use so that you may be able to use them too. Because don't we want to be content? Don't we want to feel joy? I know I do, and I think you do too. So here's wishing it for you and hoping that you'll do the work to get there. All right? All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.